You don't have a spending problem, you have a number problem. And the system is designed to make sure that number never actually buys you freedom. There's a brutal psychological trap that almost no one escapes. It's called lifestyle creep, and it's the reason a person making $3,000 a month and a person making $30,000 a month often feel exactly the same level of financial anxiety. The math should be obvious. 10 times the income should mean security, breathing room, investments, options. But it doesn't. Because the moment more money hits your account, your brain immediately starts building a more expensive version of your life. And it happens so quietly you don't even notice it until you're earning 5 figures and still checking your balance before you order takeout. This isn't a personal failing. It's a feature of how human psychology interacts with a consumer economy that spends over $1 trillion a year figuring out how to separate you from every marginal dollar you earn. And once you see the mechanism, you can't unsee it. The average American household earning $70,000 a year spends roughly 80% of that on fixed obligations: housing, transportation, food, insurance, subscriptions, debt service. Bump that household to $120,000, and within 18 months, fixed obligations typically climb right back to that same 80% threshold. It's not coincidence, it's pattern. And the pattern has a name economists have studied for decades. Here's what's actually happening beneath the surface. When you get a raise, your brain doesn't process that extra income as savings potential. It processes it as permission. Permission to upgrade the apartment, the car, the grocery store, the gym, the wardrobe, the phone plan. Each individual decision feels rational. A nicer place because you deserve it. A better car because you're driving 40 minutes each way. Organic food because you care about your health. But stacked together, these micro upgrades form a new baseline. And that baseline has a cost that matches or exceeds your new income almost perfectly. The research backs this up hard. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that discretionary spending increases by roughly 30 to 40% of every dollar of new income within the first year of a salary increase. That means if you get a $10,000 raise, $3,000 to $4,000 of it evaporates into lifestyle upgrades before you've even adjusted your direct deposit. And the remaining $6,000 to $7,000. It gets absorbed by inflation, existing debt, and the slow creep of obligations you didn't consciously choose. The net result is that your savings rate stays flat or even declines as your income rises. You're earning more and saving nothing extra. Now layer in the social dimension. Humans are status comparing machines. You move to a better neighborhood, you start shopping where your neighbors shop. You get promoted, you start eating lunch where your new colleagues eat lunch. Your social circle shifts, and your spending shifts with it, not because you decided to spend more, but because the reference group changed. Sociologists call this reference group inflation, and it's one of the most powerful invisible forces shaping your financial life. You're not choosing to spend more. You're being pulled into a new normal by proximity to people who already spend at that level. And here's where it gets truly dangerous. The financial industry knows this happens. Credit card companies, auto lenders, mortgage brokers, they all model their products around your income, not your savings. The moment your W-2 shows a higher number, the offers flood in. Pre-approved luxury vehicle loans. Premium credit cards with annual fees that cost more than some people's rent. Adjustable rate mortgages that stretch your buying power to the absolute limit. The system doesn't wait for you to make a decision. It pre-decides for you, and it presents the decision as inevitability. You're not choosing the $600 a month car payment. You're being handed a calculator that says you can afford it, and the word afford is doing all the heavy lifting. The mainstream financial advice industry makes this worse, not better. The standard advice is budgeting, track your expenses, cut the latte. But that framing assumes the problem is awareness. It's not. The problem is structural. You can track every dollar and still lifestyle creep, because the tracking itself doesn't address the psychological engine driving the spending. You need a different framework entirely. The framework that actually works is called the gap, and it's deceptively simple. You decide on a savings rate before the raise hits. You automate it, you make it invisible, and then you live on what's left as if the raise never happened. This is what some financial planners call paying yourself first, but the execution matters more than the label. If you automate 30% of every raise into investments you can't easily access, you're not relying on willpower. You're engineering your environment so that lifestyle creep has a ceiling. The money that's left is yours to spend freely, guilt-free, because the important work is already done. But most people don't do this. And the reason most people don't do this is the same reason they don't have an emergency fund, don't have a will, and haven't read the terms on their mortgage. It's not laziness. It's that the modern financial system is exhausting. Every decision requires energy. And by the time you've worked a full day, dealt with family, managed kids, handled the logistics of existing, the last thing you have bandwidth for is restructuring your entire financial architecture. So the default wins. The default is creep. And the default is exactly what the economy needs you to do. Consumer spending drives roughly 70% of GDP in the United States. The entire growth model depends on you spending more next year than you spent this year. Your lifestyle creep isn't just your problem, it's the product. You are the product. Every algorithm, every targeted ad, every pre-approved credit offer is engineered to convert your income growth into consumption growth as efficiently as possible. So here's the reframe. The question was never, how do I budget better? The question is, who benefits when I can't stop spending everything I earn? And the answer is everyone except you. Until you build the gap, automate the gap, and protect the gap, your income is just a conveyor belt moving money from your employer to the broader economy with you as the transfer point. The raise isn't the reward, the gap is.